In this video, we're going to go over options that you might be able to pursue if you lost your tax refund check. So this is directly from the IRS website. We'll put a link to this page in the show notes, but I'd like to go over each of these options with you because um, there are a variety of things that could happen to your tax refund. So first, let's talk about what might have happened to your tax refund if you did not actually get a physical check. So let's imagine you file your tax return in October, and now it's at the time of this recording, it's a month later, and you might be wondering, hey, where'd my refund go? So there are a couple of options. If you never got a tax refund, you never even saw a check, you can go to the IRS's Where's My Refund tool. We'll click to that in a moment. You can call one of the IRS 800 numbers, either 800-829-1954. That's the automated system. You can go through that and it will spit out some canned recording based on where the IRS thinks your check might be. Or you can talk to a live person. You'll probably wait significantly longer to do so by dialing 800-829-1040. If you filed a tax return as a joint couple, so you're married filing jointly, you can't use the online system and you won't be able to use the 800 number with the automated system. So one option you always have is to be able to file IRS Form 3911, which is basically your taxpayer statement regarding your tax refund. So those are a couple of options. We'll put a link to the video that we've created on that, as well as the article that we've written on that tax form in the show notes. So there are other options that aren't covered in this. So it kind of lightly touches on it when it mentions the Bureau of the Fiscal Service. So one of the things that the IRS participates in is a program known as the Treasury Offset Program. So this past week, I actually got a question from someone about this, and the question was, "Hey, what can I do?" The other thing that you can possibly do if you believe, like if you investigate with the IRS and you find out that your refund check actually was diverted to pay your spouse's back debt, so student loans, child support, overpayments on unemployment or workers' comp, things of that nature, certain tax debts, state level tax debt, those all can be funneled up through the Treasury Department, and they have a Treasury offset program, which means that any incoming funds that you may be eligible for, whether it's a tax refund, Social Security payments, military pensions, the federal government will offset some or optionally all of those items to pay down that back debt. But if you are the spouse of someone where that's happened, the IRS does not have the right to withhold your part of the tax refund. So you would be able to file as an injured spouse. Basically, I think it's IRS Form 8379, Injured Spouse Allocation. And you can basically state your case to the IRS that, let's imagine that you and your spouse were equally responsible for all of the income that came into your house, and you were equally responsible for all of your debt. Well, if you were owed a $5,000 refund and you're able to state your case that only half of that belonged to your spouse and the other half should have gone to you, then you can actually get your half of that refund back. So that's not an option that's written in here, but it is an option that you can pursue. We'll put a link in the show notes to IRS Form 8379, the correct tax form number. So let's imagine that you actually received a check. If you actually received a check and then you lost it, then you would have to actually complete IRS Form 3911, and the IRS will either replace your check if it was not cashed, or if it was cashed, then they'll refer you to the Treasury Department's Bureau of the Fiscal Service. They will help you through the claims process. So if you received a check, but then someone stole it and cashed it, then there's an investigative process where they can help you kind of become whole on that. If you endorse the check and then someone stole it, I can't think of a scenario where the federal government will be able to help you. So that's kind of a tough situation. That's that's a situation that I was asked in an email a while back, so I figured I'd address it in this video. But we're going to take a look at a couple things. We're going to use the Where's My Refund tool, and we're just going to click on that. We're not going to do this. We're not going to go through all of this in this video. I'll create a separate video where we actually go through this in a little bit more depth. So you can walk through this. What you'll need is your taxpayer ID number, your filing status, and then the exact refund amount that was on your tax return. So, and it's important for you to either have your tax return or know exactly what you were expecting. So you can check your refund using that tool, again, unless you are a married couple filing a joint tax return. So a couple of caveats. If you e-filed your tax return, you can check 24 hours after filing. You should probably not expect a whole lot of movement for a couple of days, but usually the IRS is getting direct deposits out within about 1 to 2 weeks. If you file a paper return, you should probably wait at least a month before you even do any follow-up. There is an app that you can use, the IRS To Go app. I have no idea whether or not that's useful or not. It probably feeds all the same information, but in a streamlined app format, so less of it. And it's probably less comprehensive than what you would do on your laptop or by calling the IRS. So let's go back real quick, and I'm going to just briefly walk through the Bureau of the Fiscal Service, kind of the website, so you can see a little bit more. So there is information for the general public right here, and we'll click on that. And we'll talk about certain topics like you can go to questions, you can talk about why your paycheck was reduced, whether or not, if you need to pay a debt, child support, things of that nature. You can actually click right here, the lost or stolen refund, and there are processes in place that will walk you through. So I'll put a link to this website as well in the show notes. That way, after you watch this video, if you think that your answer lies somewhere in the Treasury Department's page, you can pursue that option. So that's all we have for this video. Again, put links to all the resources we mentioned in the show notes. You can also check out a couple of articles that we've written on tax refunds, how whether or not certain things can be garnished. We have a lot of information on that. We'll put as many links in the show notes to some of those articles as possible. You can also check out our website. Simply go to teachmepersonalfinance.com. There's an entire tax section that talks about tax forms. There's a tax planning section in there, and you can find a lot of information that's very useful. So if you like our website and our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comments section. I read them virtually every day, and I do my best to answer everything to the best of my ability. And if there's a topic that you want me to talk about in an upcoming video, please let me know. Thank you very much and have a great day.